everyone. I'm Elena Armijo, and I'm the founder of the C-Suite Collective. This is a company I created for executive leadership coaching and wellness that supports C-suite executives, entrepreneurs, and founders. Now, more than ever, businesses are running faster and with fewer resources. Burnout, overwhelm, disconnection, and disillusionment are the new norm for teams struggling with an old paradigm. At the C-Suite Collective, we believe deeply that providing massive support for your teams through executive coaching and holistic practices will create an inclusive culture, higher levels of performance, sustainable change, and the organizational impact you desire. You can find us at the c-suitecollective.com. Hello again. I'm Elena Armijo, and we have a wonderful show for you today. What are limiting beliefs stopping you from? We'll look at that in our coaching tip for the week. And in our interview segment, we have Africa Miranda, a host, executive producer, beautypreneur, and digital personality. We hope you enjoy the episode today, and remember, something powerful resides within you. I'm here to support you in seeing it and creating it. Today's coaching tip is around limiting beliefs. And oh my goodness, do we have limiting beliefs as humans? A limiting belief is defined as a state of mind or conviction or belief that you think to be true that limits you in some way. This limiting belief could be about you or your interactions with other people or with the world and how it works. So, for example, if I think that I'm not fit for this role, also known as imposter syndrome, that is a limiting belief. Or, for instance, as a biracial woman, I will need to play by the rules. Or another example is balance is impossible in the world. But here's the thing, we don't know what we don't know. And there's this idea that whatever we believe to be true will then become true. So it often leaves us creating more of the same thing in the world over and over if we believe the limiting beliefs. So the opportunity is to expand the edges you have with an open mind. This can look like getting feedback from others around you. So what do they believe, and how does it differ from your world? What evidence have they gathered that makes it true? Another way you can do this is test out theories. So for instance, with imposter syndrome, how do we know who is fit for a role and who isn't? And what standard of measurement are we using for the world and for ourselves? Another thing I like to talk about with my clients is, where does this belief actually come from? Sometimes they occur as monsters under the bed that we're unwilling to look at, but they're really just the subconscious mind telling you that a monster is under the bed. With imposter syndrome, it's like they believe that they are not good enough, as opposed to no one in their life is actually giving them this feedback. As a biracial woman, I have evidence for why it's true that I need to play a certain way in the game to get ahead, or I can find ways to create what I want with my voice in the world, with my view, inclusive of other people, but not having to bend with something I don't necessarily agree with. So number 1, you don't know what you don't know. Number 2, expand your edges with an open mind. So talk to other people in the world and expand your worldview. Number 3, look for evidence where you're creating the same pattern over and over again and see if you can see underneath it. What's the limiting belief that's driving this? Limiting beliefs.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is Africa Miranda, global mogul extraordinaire. I remember the first time I met you. We were at a mutual friend's party, and all I could think when I saw this woman was she walked into this room and there was this statuesque presence of grace and beauty and courage. And you just exude that, Africa. So it's no surprise that you're a beauty and travel influencer across the world. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate the statuesque because I am not statuesque. So if my aura is tall, I'm like, at least something is tall. So
your aura definitely is.
Yes, I will take that. I will take that because in my heart, I'm like, I was meant to be taller than what I am. So thank you.
Man. You make up for it in spades, I promise.
Thanks so much. Thank you. No,
yeah. What's the thing you want to disrupt the most in your work in the world? Like, so if you're going to disrupt next year, I call you a disruptor. That's why you're here, because you're already disrupting the world in a good way. And you were before even, the world blew up and is on fire now. But what do you see your work leaning into to continue that disruption into the new year?
If I could look back and say that I've left anything, like you said, or changed anything, it would be, people's or, every individual's belief that they can have more. I feel like we're told, and I know this feeling of just like, okay, well, this is as much as you're going to have in life. So you got to just be happy with it and make the best of it. And I think in my own life, I've shown people that, like, again, you can have more things, and it's not about more. I mean, some of it is more money, like, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not necessarily about, because also too, when we hear more, it always goes material. And it's not even that. It's getting people to recognize that your life can be more beautiful. It can be more full. It can be more impactful. Like, as much as I appreciate when people tell me, like, oh, you made me feel like, I could do these things that I didn't think I could do before. I'm like, well, that's great. But I also want you to know that you can make someone else feel that same way as well. So just getting people to recognize that life can be more, and that they can also be more to other people, because I'm always very quick to tell people, like, what I've been able to do is great, but it is like the reason I wrote this book and created like my training academy and all these things that I have is to show people that the same power that I have, they also have as well. Like, this is not just some only thing that I have been able to be fortunate or blessed enough to possess. Like, we've all been blessed with it. And it's just a matter of getting people to, to tap into it and see what they have to offer as well.
That's amazing. I really hear how you took lots of different things that you love to do and you wove them all together and really have created your life that way. And as a creative, it's something inspiring to watch you find niches of places that you love to be in. And I know that you recently wrote a book, Step Up and Step Out. So tell me what inspired you to create that.
The first time I said the phrase like step up, step out and shine was actually on Periscope in 2015. And it was kind of like this like divine moment. It wasn't something that I had like, had planned for, but I was doing at the time, like Periscope, kicked off around 2015. And it had like this like window of about a year where it was everywhere, live streaming. And again, I joined the app really early, probably in the first week. And I was one of like the stronger people on the app in terms of like creating content and really just, leading the space. And I used to do these scopes called talent scopes. And on the scopes, I would talk to creatives again about how do we use, social media and digital media to put ourselves out there. And I was, it was this whole concept of people shouldn't have to like turn over rocks to look for you. And I just said one day, like, you need to just step up, step out and shine. And it just kind of, it was something that like just clicked and it started to kind of take hold. And over the next few years, I initially started talking to creatives, but as I was doing more speaking engagements and speaking to different types of people like men, women, entrepreneurs and people that maybe weren't creative at all, but were looking for, I just think, something more in their life, it just became like a mantra of being proactive in your life. Whether it is about, creating a business, maybe it's just about like feeling better, living better, eating better, any of those things, but you literally can take steps to do that. And so when the opportunity to create the book, presented itself and write it, I realized that I had started writing the book in so many ways from the moment I made that first statement back in 2015.
Man, I love that. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, Africa, was because I see you as somebody who has taken your life and leveled it up in a way that you just described. And I imagine there's some limiting beliefs you had to get away from or release. What were those for you?
I mean, first, I think when you are like, I started, in the talent space, and in that space, you're very much like, you're kind of room to turn your opportunities in your life over to other people. Like, well, if I get an agent, then I'm going to get auditions. If I go to an audition, then the casting director will pick me. Or if I, as a model, you go in a room and you go to a go-see and then you hope that they pick you and then you're the face of a campaign, but you don't think like, oh, I could have my own. I went from being the face of campaigns to creating campaigns for my own products that are now, available for sale. So it was the first, like, getting rid of this belief that like my success was dependent on access and other people granting me access. So I think that's definitely the first one. And when I realized, again, social media was a big part of realizing that I didn't have to give anyone access. Like, I could just do it and, and that's enough. And then I would also say the limiting belief of just realizing that I knew more than I thought. And, and I don't know if that's something, maybe it's the woman part or the being, being Black part, I don't know, but it's like, you do get messages that you don't even realize that tell you that, you have to kind of second guess yourself or, hedge your bets or play it a little safer. And the more risks that I started to take, the more I started to step into like the truth of what I know and, and helping other people and sharing that knowledge. That is also when things, became, much more like my life just opened up as well.
That's amazing. That's so inspiring, especially as a coach. I mean, that's what we preach all day long, right? So to see somebody living it out loud and stepping up. Literally.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's a literal, like I tell people, like those words are action words, like they're, because you have to actually do these things. Like it's not just like, I'm just going to feel it. Like you got to feel it and think it. And then, actually start putting those things into motion.
How did you get here?
Ooh, I'm like the short version. How much time do we have? No, I am, as you said, a beauty and travel influencer, digital content creator. I'm also a host, performer. I'm an author. I released my first book about almost 2 years ago. I'm getting ready for my 2-year anniversary. And, but I started, on this journey as a performer, like music and, acting and all of those things. And I was always very interested in social media, and I think just took to it naturally. And just noticed over the last, I would say 5 or 6 years, how it was really starting to transform careers and provide opportunities. And especially as a creative, it just, I feel like it was almost like an athlete looking at the field. Like I just saw that, okay, this is a way for creatives to create literally opportunities for ourselves versus having these careers where we're just like kind of always hoping for someone to call us and hoping for another gig or another opportunity. And I just recognized that social media was an avenue to basically like have control of your life and start sharing your story and build community. And that really was honestly the thing that transformed like my life and my career. So I went from, and I still act and perform and do those things, but I've been able to now build my own production and media company where I'm creating opportunities for other people, telling my own stories, and financially like transform my life from, being in a situation where I'm just like, oh God, like I hope I get this gig to pay my bills this month, to, a place where I can turn things down if they're not a fit, or just a breathing room and just opportunities that I honestly just never would have thought. Like I didn't think that social media and like being on my phone would be the thing that kind of like has taken me all over the world.
That's awesome. But who's your team, like your business team?
Got you.
You know what I mean? I love the well-being piece and how you take care of yourself, but I have it that you surround yourself with very incredibly supportive, powerful people. What does that look like?
Definitely. I mean, I would say like the linchpin of my team is definitely my attorney / like manager. And it's great because, one, you need the attorney, like you need someone that understands things, but also she's unique in that she also understands like the digital space, and she can float between entertainment and also the digital media, because I was struggling in that I would either have people that understood like entertainment stuff, but that's a little different when I'm coming into a space as, an influencer. But then in the influencer space, you need somebody that also kind of understands entertainment, because they're asking influencers to kind of step into more of that realm. So, connecting with her almost 2 years ago has been transformative for me and my business. It's like I have someone that I trust, someone that I can now kind of really look at long-term and say, these are the goals I have. And I know that I really have, someone to help me move towards that. And then from there, it's just like I have like movable pieces. Like I wouldn't say that they're a set team, but like I have a great like graphic designer that I work with who's done everything from my logos on my products to my personal branding, and anything that I kind of come up with. I'm like, hey, I can reach out, and like she handles like all of my branding and the visual aspects of my business. I also have a business coach, because I also just kind of was starting to hit a wall where I was just like, do I know what I'm doing? Like, like you recognize there's some stuff, but like there's a lot. If you want to grow this business, even of yourself, or, and even start to scale it. And my business coach has been just really great about helping me set up systems and understand like the back end of things that, I didn't always have time to do. So those would be probably right now for me, the most important people like on my team.
What would you say to people who are sort of stalling on creating their team for any amount of reasons, whether it's resources or time?
Whatever money that you think you're saving or that you don't have, you're losing, because it's like the money that I've spent on my business coach, it's like the education that I've gained has been invaluable. The money that I spend to pay my graphic designer versus me trying to spend 3 days on Canva, you know what I mean? It's like, it might be cheaper, but like if I just pay her, then it's done. And you know what I mean? It's just little things that I think as an entrepreneur, we're afraid sometimes, because it is like everything is so uncertain. And you're kind of like, well, it's, I just paid a copywriter $6,000 to get some things done. And it was hard at first, but I had spent almost a year prior killing myself trying to write the copy and not getting it right. Now, mind you, I have an English degree, so I'm like, I can write the copy myself.
Exactly.
But my English degree is in like it's English literature. Like it's not a short story. It's like, but again, because your ego and your mind, you're just like, I can do it, and I didn't want to spend the money but then it's like you get it done and it's so good, and then you get the return because then it converts and does what it's supposed to do. So it's just, I understand the fear of investing, because to build a team requires a financial investment. And I'm not going to tell you to spend money you don't have. I waited to spend money when I had it to spend, because I had also, you know what I mean? But it's like, you're going to have to start making small investments where you can, if you do want to grow your business and grow your team, because you need a team. You cannot do it long-term, you can't sustain it on your own. Like, I've tried it. It does not work.
Beautiful advice. I know, you and me both. And it's that last little, like, when you're like, fine, okay. You just like, oh.
Why did I do this a year ago?
Exactly. And then you're like, I'm never going back ever. So good.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. If the universe was conspiring to have your back all the time and support you into this next year, what would it be trying to tell you?
It would be trying to tell me to be patient and trust. And it's all coming together. I think that's something that I still definitely struggle with, is the patience of it all. It's like great things happen, but I still struggle with okay, that's great, but what am I going to do 6 months from now? And it's just like, girl, you just enjoy these. The universe is the messages that I already know that I'm getting and that I would continue to get, are just continue to be patient and trust that things are working out. Even if I can't see it and I can't even maybe feel it, that there is a beautiful life that is unfolding for me. And I really just need to take these steps and and go along with it.
Well, and do you think my theory is that everybody who's been in COVID has been faced with something that they were avoiding before COVID. So whatever the thing was, it's it's highlighted by 100 times now. Do you think that that's it for you, was patience or slowing down?
Well, I would patience, and also recognizing that I'm absolutely not in control of my life. You know what I mean? I'm a control freak that had to recognize that I am there's so much that has happened in the last 4 months that I was like, oh, so I'm in control of absolutely nothing. Okay.
It's like a daily practice of releasing control.
Cool. All right, God. All right, cool. I'm in control of nothing. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's good. Mine too. Same. Okay. If you could go back in time and tell the 20-year-old version of you some advice, anything that you want to tell her, what would you say?
Have more fun. I was so I'm a Capricorn. I was so serious at my 20s. I can't do this. I have to do everything right. I just would just be honestly, and I had fun, but I just was, I would be so anxious and worried about if I do this, then what are the repercussions? And I have this plan and and everything was the plan. And I think I would definitely tell myself back then, just have more fun.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Okay. Last one. Let's see. If you had a megaphone and you had to make a statement in the world for next year, what would your statement be to the world?
Ooh, wash your hands.
Wash your hands now.
I want to take vacation. No, I'm just kidding. The easiest one that comes to mind is step up, step out, and shine. But I really think right now it would be love others and love yourself, because I think I just see so much there's a lack of love of self, and in turn lack of love of others. And I think when you're operating from a space of love, you cannot like somebody or not even really agree or whatever. But if you're operating from a space of love, the interaction is going to always be better. The outcome is going to always be better. And that's what I see that honestly does. I would say that there's anything that scares me, it's because I think that's, even when you talk about wearing a mask and little things like that, it's you don't maybe you don't want to wear it, but can you love somebody's grandmother that might, you know what I mean? That might want to see their grandmother at Christmas. So you can just wear your mask. So it's that love of self and love of others, I just think is missing, because we're such in this individualistic, I don't even know if that's a word, a place where everything is about how it affects me and what I don't want to do and what I don't want to feel like doing. And I'm can we step outside of that for 2 seconds and think about other people?
And do you think that that's happening more because we are so closed off, from each other?
I think we were like that anyway. I don't, and it's, I feel it's also definitely a Western thing. Just especially United States. We're so just my life and how I feel and And I'm just like, but we don't live in a bubble. Like we don't, we don't, but it's just, I see so much, even with people that I've like respect and that I really thought were different. Like COVID has really exposed a lot in terms of people's behavior. That's really been kind of shocking.
Yeah. And to me, it's not only exposed behavior, but it's also exposed values. Yes. So for me, it's like, okay, who am I? What do I believe? And what am I willing to stand for moving forward? So it's kind of cut out a lot of the BS or the drama.
No, it really, really has. It really has.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want us to know about you before we end?
I'm always on social. I always tell people Twitter is the best place to say hello because it's easier. My DMs on Instagram are there's a lot going on. But it's share like visually, the new things that are happening for me. I have a new partnership this year with Home Goods. I'm a featured finder for them. Over the next year, I'll be showing like home design projects and things that I did in my home. And just, how people, I'm all about like, how do we live a more beautiful and full life, and getting to show that through, especially your home space, since we have to be home more now. I'm super excited about. I also have the Step Up, Step Out and Shine Digital Media Training Academy. And this is really something I created, again, for creatives, and just not even just started again for creatives, but as life has gone on, you recognize that, especially now as we all have to exist in this digital space, a lot of people are struggling with how to present themselves online. It's like you built these businesses, you've done all these great things, but if you can't in like 30 seconds explain who you are and what you do, then it's really a missed opportunity. And because especially now, because nobody can even go in your business. So it's, that's there where I'm, offering coaching as well as digital course for people that really need help with that. And it's been exciting to see my members like have success throughout quarantine and opportunities. So that's really where things are. And I'm just like enjoying, not for the first time in years, like having a super, super full plate. Like I'm actually just really enjoying
you're enjoying your life.
Yeah. Space. New. I was like, that's new. This is what
that is new.
I'll get up and I'm like, oh, I don't have 40 things to do today. And I mean, you could always create more things to do, but I'm learning that I don't have to fill my day.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but when you go that route, it seems like it gives you more space to just have more joy and more presence and just be in the moment. We always talk about being in the moment. And then I'm like, what does that really mean? Am I in the moment right now?
Like, what is it exactly?
But you have some space. Yeah. Well, Africa, thank you so much for being with us today. I think that you are incredible. I know that women and men alike out there will love learning from you and everything you have to say. Thanks for being a disruptor in the world. Thank you for having a voice and standing next to it all the time.
If this conversation sparks something for you, let it move through your week. Take it with you. Take on one small action to move the ball forward. And if you want to join our community of leaders who are daring to lead with courage and heart, you can find that at www.elenaarmijo.com or www.thec-suitecollective.com. I reserve a small number of complimentary 20-minute sessions for leaders who want clarity on what they need and insight into what is getting in the way. The practical next steps that create real movement and results in your leadership journey. So you can schedule a call through the link below. It's in the description. Like, subscribe. Thank you for listening, for showing up, and for doing the work of being human together.